Now I am going to work with the what we do section. If you go to the HTML page, you will see that if a person click on about, he is going here in this section, and in this section there is a heading, subheading, a photo behind here, and into there is a video button, and if a person click here, the video will be loaded. And here you see some skill section are given here, web design, web development, etc. This section will be dynamic here. So two types of section here in the case of what we do. One is a static section, that is heading, subheading, photo background, video background, video URL or something like that. So 1 2 3 4, and here will be some items that will come. It can be 5 items or 4 items or 10 items, whatever you want you can give here. I am going to open my code, and here my first task is to create a migration file. So how I will create the migration? In this section, what we do, I am going to give it a name. It can be, for example, what I did in the case of landing page 1, I called the first one, that is banners. Okay, so here you see subheading, heading, text, etc. were given here. So similarly here I am going to give one thing, that is what we do section, for example. So here what I can do, there will be two types of items. One is skill and another one is main section. So if I go to other sections, for example service, here also will be some section items, and another one will be services, portfolio, section items and portfolios. So like this. So if I want to maintain it by this, so here I'm going to create a migration. So PHP artisan make migration, then I'm going to create which table I will going to create. One is what we do items, for example, or section, what we do section, or section items, or whatever you want you can give here. I am going to check this section again. This is actually the about. So here instead of what we do, because this is a big name, I am going to give here the about items. Okay, about items table. You can give any name here, no problem. So create about items table. So okay, I am going to my migration now, database migrations, and this is the migration one. Okay, so the previous one that was given here, that was banners. For banner I used all these items, so I am going to copy all this from here, and here I am going to paste it. I need subheading and heading here also. Here you see subheading and heading, and in my case heading, this is heading and this is subheading. So first one is heading, for example, and then there is subheading. So heading, subheading, then there is a photo, and here you can call it normal photo or background photo, no problem. I am going to give photo. And another one is video ID. So YouTube video ID is probably here. I am going to open that here. The business landing, there is HTML, but in my case already I have completed the front end. So here I am going to open one thing, that is from the views, and then the layouts. Here is home, so I'm going to open the home. In the home here you see, in this case web design, web development. Okay, home, about, site, menu. So this is the main content section, and this is the main item. Then there is a navbar, you see. So here is in the home, there is a navbar section, and these are the dynamic section is okay. Site, menu, here nav area, home, about, services, etc. About section is this is heading, this is subheading, and video. Actually this ID is needed for me, so I will call this ID. Okay, so here I am going to call it video ID, and then there will be which section. So this is okay, this is okay, and then this is okay. Now you can make any section hidden. So for that reason, if you want, you can make the total section hidden. So for this reason I can add another extra section, that is actually the status. So here I am going to remove this, and this one will be status. So here the status will be, for example, now what will be my status? Status will be pending or approved or something like that. You can make it hidden, hide, or show. You can do anything if you want. If you want, you can also use the enum here. So here in the case of enum, you can use here a status, and status can be show or hide. And by default, when you will create or do that, here it can be by default show, for example, no problem. So heading, subheading, photo, video ID, and status. So now I am going to create this table. So I am going to terminal php artisan migrate. Okay, so migration is done. If I now go to my database, refresh it, you see about items, this one comes here. By default, I will insert something here for the first time. So that is here in my case, what we do, this is the heading, I put it manually, and then there is a subheading, this one, and after that this is the photo. For this photo I can put here something, for example here public, then dist front, here is uploads. In the uploads, here actually no photo is defined here, so I am going to copy this one, for example. So duplicate this one, and this one is, for example, about and then one-on-one. So I am going to copy this one into my database here manually, just a sample, nothing else. And for the YouTube, I am going to Google, and if I go here, whose video was in the HTML, I can also bring that from here. So I can bring that, and that item I am going to add into my database table here, YouTube video ID, and status is show. Okay, go. Okay, so this data is inserted here successfully. Now my task is to work with the backend. You see, this is my admin dashboard, and in the admin dashboard I already worked with the banner section. Now I am going to open that. So in the admin means actually I am going to use it, I'm going to use at the user. So in the layouts there is a sidebar, and here I am going to use to add that on. I am going to make all this commented off and copying this one, paste it. Instead of admin banner, I am going to call here a route. What will be the route? Here you see admin banner was a route, right? So here in my case it will be admin about, and here admin, I am going to open the web.php where it was actually the admin banner, that is this one, admin banner, this one, this was the middleware. So here I am going to copy these two items and paste it here. So here actually user banner controller, you see there is a controller, that was the user banner controller. So similarly I can call here terminal, new terminal, php artisan make controller, and here in the folder that is into the user, I can call here user about controller. Okay, so it is okay. This one is created. I am going here user about controller, and like the user banner controller, I am going to copy the code here. So in the user banner controller there is two functions, index and update. So I am going to copy it, and in my about controller I am going to paste it. I will also need two functions. And in the banner controller, what I did, I used a model here, app models banner. In my case, I am going to create a model for the table that was about items. So php artisan make model, and here I am going to create about item, so singular name. Okay, so where the table was about items, its model name is about item, and in the top I am going to use app model, and here it will be about item. Okay, so I can use this. So this is the one. I am going to close this one, it is not needed. Sidebar, admin about. In the web.php I called admin banner, now it will be admin about. It will be user about controller, like this. Index and update, two functions. This is about, and here is about update, and in the top I will have to call user about controller. So admin task is done here. Now I am going to check what other things needed. This will be actually about item. From the about item table I am going to call where id equal to 1. That means I will go get only one single row. So using the first function I am going to get the row. So instead of banner item it will be about item. So this one I will pass into my view, and my view name will be user.about. So I will create a view into the users folder. I am going to views, user, and here I am going to create about.blade.php, this blade file. So in my case of banner, I am going to open the code from here, going to copy and paste it into the about.blade.php. Edit, here it will be about items, route will be admin, here will be about, and then update. Okay, and it will be existing photo. All the banner items will be here about item. So about item of photo. This is the this photo is actually the video background photo. Okay, and also there will be some other things like subheading, heading, text. So here I am going to do some modification. Here I am going to keep the subheading and heading into the top, because these are the main items here. So first heading, then subheading. Okay, so heading, subheading, and name equal to heading, about item heading, subheading, about item subheading, etc. Okay, so then there will be existing photo will be this change photo, and another one is video, right? So here I can just call the video ID here, like this subheading. So here if you want you can show the video here as a preview, so it depends on you. So here it is video ID. I can call here video ID, that will be shown here, and input type text is okay. This one will not be here, it will be a status. I can change the status. So a status will not be input field, it will be select. So select here, this is bootstrap, so form select, and into here there will be two types of status. One will be active or not active, show or here. So here it will be show, and another one will be hide. So in the case of show, here actually the ChatGPT writes some codes for me, so it helps me a lot. So optional value will be here actually show, and here the value will be hide, and it will call if about item status equal to show, then it will be selected, and the existing value is if hide, then the hide will be selected. This is very basic concept. So I am going to check if it works or not. So let's go to the admin panel, refresh banner, no, on will be banner. So user sidebar, here it is not banner, it is about section. Okay, so in the about section I can put like this. So about section, if I click here you will see admin about update not defined. So I am going web admin about update, it is not banner update, it is about update. Now refresh, you see all the about items come here. What we do, that means you see these sections come here. What we do, subheading is this, existing photo, change photo, and this is video ID, and lastly status. Spelling mistake in status, I am going to check, it will be status like this. Okay, but you see in the about section there is another one thing, that is the skill. Okay, and this will be a add, edit, delete in this system. So what I will do, I am going to use in the sidebar now as a drop down system. So I am going to enable it. I am going to enable the drop down as a sample drop down it was. So instead of about normal section, I call it here. The about section will be here. It is okay here like this. And here you see general settings and payment settings. Here on will be section items. Another one will be skill. Okay. In the section item, it will be this route like this, and skill I did not develop it yet. First I will check if skill is working or not. You see names collapse settings. Here I am going to give it a name, that is collapse about section, collapse about. So okay, let's check it. I am going to refresh it. About section, you see section items is this, and if I again go to skill, then that will be selected again. Okay, so that is very important here. So let's do that. Now what I will do, in order to work with that, now my task is to develop a skill section. That means in order to maintain all the skill items, I will need another table. So I am going to create another migration, that is PHP artisan make migration, and then going to call create which table, create skills table. So now I am going to the database again, and here you will see migration, and here this is skill. And here how what items I will add here is skill name, right? You see web design, this is a skill name, and another one is percentage. So two items, name, and another one is percentage. So here I am going to copy this one, and here this is percentage. Both fields I am going to call nullable, no problem, like this. And I am going to run the migrate now, PHP artisan migrate. So the table should be created. I am going to check it, and here if I refresh, you will see that skills table created, but there is no skills here now. So my task is to create also a model here, that is PHP artisan make model, and skill is the singular form, so model is created. Okay, but before going to check all these options here, I am going to check if the about sections are okay, because there is something still need to change in the case of about. Because when I will give here heading, subheading, photo, video ID, status, and click on update, what will happen? So let's go to the about blade again, and here you see admin about update is okay. That means it will come to update, and here you see there is a heading required. Another one is here, that is subheading. This is also required. If you want, you can make it required, but if you want, you can also do something like that. You can just make all these hidden. So in that case, you do not need to validate it. So it actually depends how you will control it. For now, I am going to give only the heading as mandatory, but if you want, you can make both the items mandatory. Okay, or if I am going to remove this, because these items I do not need to have mandatory right now, no need. What I will do, this photo, for example, in how to do section, this photo section is mandatory. Okay, so in that case, you will have to write like this, that is photo. You see it is banner, but not banner. I am going to call the existing data using the about item like this. And if the request photo that comes from here, that is you see file photo, what request comes from there, I will check if the photo MIME types are JPG or PNG. If this is okay, then it will unlink the existing photo, that means this object of photo, and update the new photo like this, that is about _ time, and then request photo extension. Okay, so file name will be this, and it will be uploaded into the uploads folder, request photo of this, and object photo will be assigned, and the file name will be assigned into object photo in this variable. So here is subheading, heading, not text. This will be photo already assigned. So here video ID, sorry, video ID, and here this thing will also be here, and another one is important, that is status. So heading, subheading, video ID, status, and about information is about updated successfully, that is okay. And in the photo, if you want, you can also make it required, because you must this photo must have to be changed, but I do not need to give that, because a person can want to change only the subheading, so in that case it is not needed. So I am not going to do like that, but video ID is mandatory. So here I can call only video ID, this is for example mandatory, okay. And photo a person can change but he cannot remove, so there must be a photo always there. So okay, now I am going here. Now if I click on update, you see status cannot be null. What happened here? Status, request of status. Okay, here you see the select name is nothing, so here I give the name. Now let's check it. Update, yes, about information updated successfully. If I now want to change it, this one, if I change this like this, update, you see updated. Now if I go to the about items, you see the updated data are here, okay, everything is updated, jet comes here. So now I go back to previous one, like this, update. If you want, you can make it hide, update, you see hide is selected, refresh, you see hide is selected. So okay, now I am going to give again show, and if I refresh, you see show comes here, that means it is working. So as this section is working, I can show all the data into the home page from that section, right? So you see in the front controller, this is front controller, here I am going to call the model. My model is about item. So I am going to send all the data into the home page. So banner data I sent. So similarly, I will go to send the about item data. So here about item data equal to about item of where id equal to 1. So this data I will pass into home page here like this, front.view. So I will have this data in my hand, about item data. So what I will do, I am going to view now. I am going to front home here, and here you see what we do section. This one I am going to work. So here you will have to call here heading. So here I am going to give about item data of heading. So like this. Similarly, it will be about item data of subheading. And also this is the photo, this photo link is wrong. So here now I will call the asset, that means the public folder, and my photo, all the photos are into the uploads, and photo name equal to my about item data of photo. So like this. And similarly another one is video ID, that will come here. So I will use about item data of video ID, okay. So this section is done, perfect. And another one is a status. The whole section I can call using a if, that is if the about item database status equal to show, then only all the things into here will be shown. In this way you can use. And the similar thing I will have to call here, that means about, if the about item data status equal to show, then this one will also be shown, otherwise not. So let's do that. Let's go to admin panel, refresh. You see, if I now make it hide, and if I go here and refresh, you see about is vanished. Also from here about is vanished, only home, then service, no about here, like, okay. So it is working. Now I am going to make it show, update. Now refresh, you see what we do section comes here. So about also here comes. So this section is done. If I want to make it similar like this, so I will have to upload the photo from there. That means I will have to upload the photo from here, here YT landing 1, and here from all the images where was that photo? Home banner. What do we do? This photo. So open, update. You see photo is changed. If I go here, you will see the about photo is changed here now. So it is working. If I now refresh it, you see the photo is changed. So this left side section is done. Now the right side section, right? So what will be the right side section? In the right side section, you see in the about controller, I have user about controller. If you want, you can create a separate controller for skill, or if you want, you can use the item. You can use the same controller for maintaining the skill. So it depends on you. I am going to maintain the same thing using here. So I am not going actually to create a separate controller. No need. I will do the task here. So what I can do here, I am going to call here, okay, route. So in my web route with about, I will have to define something. For example, I'm going to copy it, and here it will be skill. So in order to show all the skill, I can use here the skill, and admin here I can use the skill. Okay, so skill, perfect. Now if you want, you can make it another way, that is skill show all the skill, all here skill wall, for example. So here skill all, admin skill all. So this is one. Another one is skill add. So user about controller skill add, admin skill add, skill of add. Now I will call a post out. This will be skill store, and here will be skill store, and here will be admin skill store. Now after admin skill store, I am going to add another one. For example, you see that the chat GPT, actually the GitHub Copilot, it is giving me a good suggestion here, and I am going to check if it is okay or not. Skill edit, user about controller skill edit is okay. Okay, up to now it is okay. Now I am going to check skill update, post, user about controller, skill update, name, admin skill update. Okay. Another one is delete or destroy. So it gives me skill delete ID, and user about controller skill delete. Okay. So now what I will do is skill wall. This function I will need to add into my user about controller now. So to show all the skills, I am going to create a function that is public function skill wall, and then I am going to add return view user.skill all is okay. Now I am going into my view, and here I am going to create, that is skill all.blade.php. If you want, you can create another subfolder into the user folder here by the name skill, and then you can add all the skill items here. So it actually depends how you will manage. So skill all is for now it is okay for me. Now I am going to the HTML. Okay, so my admin panel HTML, in this case actually these things were there, but now I am going to check first what was banner. Banner was like this. Okay, section items was this. Okay, now this layout I can use in the case of add or edit, but for to show all the data I am going to get help from the table.html from here. So I am going to open the table.html here, and here you see my table code is actually this one. So page heading and then table responsive. So in the skill wall I am going to copy all the data from about blade first, going to copy and paste it here. Then I am going to edit everything, that is skills for example, and here this is no form, so I am going to delete the data from here. So I delete it, and in the table HTML you see h1 is like this and table responsive is like this. So I am going to copy this, and here I am going to paste it. So it is I am going to remove, that is skills. Okay, and here I will link in order to add new skill. So add new is okay. I will create another route here, that is route of here admin skill add. Where is admin skill add? You see admin skill add is this admin skill add. So skill add function will be called. So here I will have another function by the name, that is public function skill add and user skill add. So I will have to create another form here into views user, and here I am going to create skill add dot blade dot php. Okay, so all skill is this, and what will be the skill has only few items, name and percentage. So name is okay, and another one I am going to put here, that is percentage. So percentage, I do not need any other items. And last item is okay, that is action. So here I am going to call the action. So okay, now I am going to delete all other items from here. Okay, so like this one. So here you see, if I open the table from here and into my browser, if I run the admin layout here, you will see that this is the table. Okay, and there is another one, that is data table. So data table.html, I can use that is better, that is data table. So I am going to open the data table here, not table. In the data table here, the difference is table ID here. So I am going to copy this one, and in the skill wall here, instead of this I am going to copy this. Okay, and in the data table other items are okay. So here now I am going to call this one will be serial number. So this will be into loop. So I am going to run here the query in order to get all the data. So here sorry, not like this. I am going to user about controller skill add, but before using this one, this skill wall, here I am going to get all the skills data from the skill table. Okay, all function, or you can use the get function also. So here skill, that means in the top I will have to call the model, that is app models skill, and here I get all the skills into this variable, and passing that using the compact into the view, I am going to pass the information. So all the skills will be passed into the skills wall in this space. So here I can easily run like this, skills as a skill, and here I will end the for each loop, that is end for each, and here this will be, for example, loop, then iteration I am going to call like this. Okay, and here name, skill name I will have to write, that means here skill of name, and I am going to remove all other items. Second one is skill percentage, and third one is actually the edit and delete button. So here admin skill edit, skill ID I will pass as a parameter, and admin skill delete, skill ID I will have to pass as a parameter. So let's check how it looks like. Refresh skill, it is not linked here, so I am going to sidebar. So in my case here the sidebar is sidebar.blade. So here I am going to call now in the route. So here it will be admin skill wall, this route. So refresh, go here, click on skills, you see all the skills will be shown here, but there is no skill right now because my skill table is empty. If I go here, you will see there is no skills. So I will have to add the new skills. So I have a button here, add new. If I click on skill add, this one will be loaded, but I did not write any code still now into the skill add.blade. This is empty, so it is showing empty. So in order to work with that, I am going to call skill wall. For example, I am going to copy the code from here and skill add, here paste it. Here I will call add skill, I will change something, and from here I can back to the wall page. So I link up it here, and here wall items like this. Now here instead of table responsive, here I am going to remove it. What I will have to add here, like the thing what I did in the case of about, you see I called a form. So a similar thing I will do here. So I am going to copy it, and here I am going to paste it. Here it will be admin skill store. Okay, so submit, because I have, if you go to the web.php, you will see that skill store, this is a post route, so skill store will be the function. So here I will have to call a function that is public function skill store. You see that GitHub Copilot, right, suggest me all the codes here. So just press tab, yes, code is done. So skill store request validate name and percentage I will have to check, and then a new object I will create of the skill model, and then name object name equal to request name that comes from the form request, and then admin skill wall with success skill is added successfully. And here I will have to now change the code. There is no photo, so I am going to remove this code, and here I will have two things. One is name, so here name equal to name, value you can show the old value or not. Here actually only two data, name and percentage, so I am not going to use the old method here. So percentage is okay, and here it will be percentage, value not needed, so I remove all, and all other things I am going to remove from here. So last it will be submit, not update, here it will be submit button. So let's check it, refresh, you see add skill name and percentage. Here in the HTML we see the web design was the first skill and 25%. I can call like this, submit, you see added. And in the skills data admin skill wall, here you see this one comes, that means data is inserted into the database successfully, first skill is added. Similarly I can add another skill, web development 50%. So go to add web development 50%, you see another one comes, search engine optimization, here I can add another one, and here it was 75%, so I can call here 75, added successfully. This one 100%, so like this, not 100%, I give here 95%. okay, and the last one is graphic design, here I can give here that is 80%, submit. So in this way I added some skill here. As a test I add some other skill like this. I will edit this skill now. Okay, so my task is to edit to work with the edit function. So I will have to call, here you see in the web skill update, okay, edit ID, this one needed skill edit. So I am going here and create another function that is skill edit, and in the skill edit function what I should write, it suggests me GitHub Copilot. So skill edit ID is the parameter from skill where ID equal to this ID first, that means I will pick only on particular row, and this row data I am going to send into the view that is skill edit view. I am going to create it now, the view that is skill edit dot blade dot php. Okay, so it is similar to skill add, so I am going to copy the data from here, and in the skill edit I am going to paste it. Here it will be edit skill, and here you see admin skill wall, this is okay. Here it will be admin skill update, because if you go web.php you see this is skill update, admin skill update. So skill update is the function. So okay, so here I call admin skill update, but here is a parameter that is skill of ID. So this ID actually will come because I am going to send it as a skill variable into this route, into this view. So skill is the variable, so I can call skill ID. I have all the data in my hand. So name equal to name, and here I will have to use the value attribute. So here what will be the value? So existing skill, that means skill of name. Similarly, in the case of percentage, I will have to add skill of percentage. Okay, so after the submit, actually it will come here, that means update, and here it will work, that is skill update. Skill update function will work here, so I will have to call here public function, that means skill update. It suggests me, and I press tab, so the code inserts here. So what is the change here? You see the request of request, where I will get the ID, the request of ID. That means I can in the update here I can pass a hidden field. That means I can call input hidden, and name I can call ID, and here value will be skill of ID. So this ID I will receive here as a post, that means this request of ID. So I am going to check by this ID existing skill data I am going to get and put it into the OBJ variable. Then I am going to update just this data by name and percentage and update. Skill is updated successfully. So update function should work. So refresh, you see the last one has no value. So here edit, you see it is loaded here successfully. I change the value like this, submit, you see yes, skill updated, and the data is updated successfully. You see here also data is updated, so it is working. So the last function is I want to delete the skill. So in order to delete, if you come here, you see there will be a parameter ID and skill delete. Okay, so admin skill delete. So I already called that from the skill all. Here you see admin skill delete. So where it will come, I will need actually a function here in order to delete the data. So skill delete. So similarly by the ID which comes in the URL, by this ID I am going to get the skill data and then just call delete function. Then skill is deleted successfully, this will run. Here before going to submit the delete, if you want you can use here one click function, one click equal to return confirm, are you sure? Before going to delete any data you can just call it. So if you click here to delete, it will call you, are you sure? Okay, so like this. So if I now want to delete this one, if I click on OK, you see skill is deleted successfully. If I come here, if I refresh, you see last one is not here. So it is working. So all the skill section is working. Now I am going to delete to close everything. My now task is to come into the front end, and into the front end you see in the about section there in the right side there is the skill, this section, right? So here I will show all the skill data dynamically into the front end. You see now here it is a static data. Now I want to load the data in as dynamically there. So how I can do that? Here I can call in the front, that is use app models skill. So all the skill data I am going to load here. So that means skills equal to skill of get. Here I will have to call the get because I need all the rows. So these skills I can pass easily here using the compact skills, and in the home blade I can call here a for each loop, for example for each, and here skills as skill, and here I can end the for each, and all other data I am going to remove now. Sorry, not from here. I am going to delete this static data from here. Now here you see here what data I will have to load. On is percentage, that means here I will have to call the name. So this is the name, and another one will be percentage. So percentage is in some places you see here is 25 and here is 25 and here is 25, total 3 places. Okay, so here if you want you can do that, you can just call the percentage here, that is better. So here I am going to copy and paste it here, this is percentage. Similarly I am going to copy this and here I call this, and also here I call this. So all data should now come into the front end dynamically. You see 95%, 80%. Now in the back end, for example, I want to make this 70% lower, that means I want to give 30%. Okay, submit, you see it is saved, refresh, you see this bar is now low because this is now 30%. So it is working. So I go back and make it 76%, submit, you see now it is 76%. So it is working. If I want to add more data here, so like this, you see refresh, another one comes here. And if I now want to delete this one, and you will see it is working. And the video, you see the video that you call, that is working here. If I want to change the video from the section items here, for example, not this video, I want to load another video. For example, which video I want? Nature video, for example, nature video YouTube. So if I go to load the videos like this, for example, any sample video, what can be, it can be like this, for example this one, not like this, a good video, or nature, or see nature video like this. So if I just click here, you see this is the ID. So copy this, and now I want to replace it, update. Now if I load it, if I go here, you see the video has been changed, the new video comes here, the nature video they added here. So the about section is now completely dynamic here, and I hope you have understood how I have coded in this tutorial.